Buffaloes, lions, crocodiles, even elephants are fearsome creatures in their own right. But when they face a rhino, everything changes. These armored giants don't bluff. One wrong move, one careless challenge, and the result is devastating. In another striking moment deep in the savannah, a lion stealthy, focused, and locked into the rhythm of the hunt crept low through the golden grass. Its eyes were fixed on a herd of antelope grazing in the distance. Every muscle in the lion's body was poised for the perfect strike. Silence, patience, precision. This was the lion in its element, but then, something shifted. Just beyond the herd, another shape emerged, massive, unmoving, ancient, a rhinoceros. The lion stopped cold. In an instant, the hunter's tunnel vision shattered. The prey, forgotten. The opportunity, abandoned. Because when a rhino steps into view, then came a lion majestic, powerful, and brimming with confidence. Its golden mane caught the light as it moved with the grace of a seasoned hunter, eyes locked on a lone rhinoceros, grazing quietly in the open plains. The lion was hungry, its ribs slightly visible beneath its thick coat, and its instincts were sharp. It thought it saw an opportunity. Perhaps the rhino was old, or slow, or distracted. The predator crouched low in the grass, calculating each step, preparing for a test of strength and timing, but the lion had misjudged its target. The moment it crossed an invisible line, the rhino's ears twitched, and its massive head lifted. There was no pause, no warning. With a sudden snort, and a thunderous burst of power, the rhino charged. Its hooves tore into the earth, its horn aimed like a living spear, and its body moved with a speed and force that defied its size. The ground trembled beneath the fury of its advance. In another extraordinary moment in the Wildebeest, few are lucky enough to witness a lone rhinoceros approached a watering hole on a scorching afternoon. The air shimmered with heat, and the silence was broken only by the buzz of insects and the occasional bird call. But beneath the water's calm surface, danger lurked. A crocodile, one of the river's most ancient and patient predators, lay nearly motionless, eyes just above the waterline. Crocodiles are notorious for their territorial nature. They rarely yield, even to larger animals. In their domain, they're the apex ambushers that strike with devastating force. Most creatures give the water a wide berth when a crocodile is present. But the rhino wasn't most creatures. With slow, deliberate steps, it entered the shallows. Mud sucked at its massive feet as it moved forward, unbothered by the lurking reptile. In one unforgettable clash on the open plains, a powerful African buffalo, one of the most formidable grazers in the wild, met its match. This wasn't an ordinary animal. The buffalo was massive, with thick, curved horns, and the kind of muscular build that made even lions think twice. Its reputation as one of the Big Five was well earned. But on this day, it crossed paths with something even more. In one of the most baffling and brutal scenes witnessed on the savannah, a lone wildebeest made what can only be described as the ultimate mistake. It charged at a group of rhinos. No one knows what drove the wildebeest to such reckless aggression. Was it disoriented, confused, or simply overwhelmed by a rush of adrenaline? Whatever the cause, its decision to provoke some of the most powerful herbivores in the animal kingdom would prove catastrophic. Yet again, a lion, the undisputed symbol of power and pride in the animal kingdom, found itself face-to-face with one of nature's true titans, the rhinoceros. There was no dramatic build-up, no roar to assert dominance, no menacing crouch before a charge. Just a long, tense moment in which predator and behemoth locked eyes. The lion, muscles rippling beneath its tawny coat, stood frozen. And in front of it, in a rare and unforgettable moment, deep within the African wilderness, two giants met on a dusty plain: an enormous elephant and a battle-scarred rhinoceros. Encounters between these two titans are uncommon, And when they do happen, the outcome is usually predictable. Elephants, with their overwhelming bulk, towering height, and unmatched strength, typically dominate. Their mere presence sends most animals scattering. But this time, something unusual happened. The rhino approached first, its heavy footsteps echoing across the plain. It moved with purpose, not aggression, but certainty. Its horn pointed forward like a spear, its head held high, and its body language radiated pure confidence. The elephant noticed the approach and turned to face the intruder, its great ears flaring and trunk rising in warning. In the vast expanse of the savanna, a pack of African wild dogs, masters of coordination and fearless pursuit, moved like a living wave. Their energy was electric, their strategy flawless. Known for bringing down prey, many times their size through sheer teamwork and relentless endurance, they were the embodiment of calculated chaos. On this day, however, their path brought them face to face with something entirely different, a group of rhinoceroses. The dogs approached cautiously at first, spreading out in formation, their eyes sharp and alert. They circled the massive creatures, probing for weakness, testing the boundaries. Usually, when wild dogs surround their prey, it's only a matter of time. Their agility and numbers allow them to chip away at even the most formidable opponents. But not this time. The rhinos didn't budge. Like statues carved from stone, they stood shoulder to shoulder, massive, unmoving, and completely unimpressed. Their thick hides were unyielding armor, their horns silent threats. Every time a wild dog darted closer, the only response was a low snort or a predators may reign supreme in their respective domains, lions with their pride and power, crocodiles with stealth and ambush, and wolves and wild dogs with ruthless coordination. They stalk, they roar, they dominate with tooth and claw. But all of that changes the moment a rhinoceros steps into the arena. Because rhinos don't play by the usual rules, they don't hunt. They don't intimidate with snarls or piercing howls. There is no theater in their approach, only presence. Their silence is louder than any roar, and their stillness speaks volumes. A rhino doesn't need to be loud to be heard, it doesn't need to charge to be feared. It simply appears, and suddenly, the balance of power tilts. Lions, the kings of the savanna, lower their heads and back away. The calculated aggression of a crocodile melts into the shadows beneath the water. Buffaloes, despite